Hello, Sebastian here from Twin Peaks. In this video, I show you in the SidiFootprint indicator, the function, big lot. This is very exciting for all order flow traders and footprint traders because here we can display where there were individual large orders. So we don't have a volume filter here because we already have that in the footprint that we say, where did I trade, for example, 500 contracts per volume? But here it is about individual orders that were executed. We can already see this right here with these magenta and green, yes, bubbles, and we can configure this right here in the footprint under big lot. First, we have the display as bubbles, only as text, or both. I have now set this to both, and now we can see here a bubble along with the numerical value. This means that we had a single buy order here with 71 contracts, and we had a single sell order here with 102 contracts. With the two following settings here, i.e. min, volume, we can filter the whole only for particularly large volumes. For example, if someone has bought or sold 300 contracts, then I would like to have this displayed. This also changes instantly. And now let's have a quick look to see if we have this case somewhere here. No, we don't have it yet. That means we can jump ahead a bit here. I'll just go here to this evening, so to 21 o'clock. Now here in the playback session, so that we can jump a bit, and then maybe we can take a look right now to see if we had a single buy or sell of 300 contracts or more in the session. And depending on what we see here now, let's take a quick look. We don't see anything here yet. Let's make the whole thing a little bigger for a moment and reload it once. Not that we are now have overlooked something. And it could also be that there were simply no large contracts traded that day. 2001 is also quite possible. And even here now in the evening, I don't see an auction of that size for the time being. Let's take a look at the ER tick chart right now. Ah, yes, we do have some here. So here we actually see, here there were orders, once 500, the one here accordingly, here again 500, here, also twice very large purchases. And it's always interesting to see where that happens, isn't it? We have here once an area that is a very strong high from which it was sold off. And then there was suddenly a strong buy order here exactly in the area. And that then led to it being broken up so sustainably. And here we have had the same thing again, also a order. But we always don't know whether someone has opened or closed a position. Closed. Has, so sorry. But of course, we see here, first of all, that the price has not gone higher. So it is quite possible that positions were simply closed here by someone who perhaps wanted to get out again. Because from here, it went down sharply for the time being. But here again, we see corresponding negative positions here and here. Of course, we don't know whether they are connected, but 500 is at least a very round number that is often used in institutional trading. And so we can filter the whole thing very, very well, where we have these large orders. Here too, of course, everything can be adjusted by color. The size of the bubbles can also be adjusted. And you can also see the larger the whole thing is, the larger the order is, which means we now have to filter the whole thing down to perhaps 100 and look at the whole thing again. Accordingly, we also see small bubbles here with just under 100 orders. And when the order gets bigger, the bubbles also get bigger. And so you can adjust the markets accordingly. Here above, for example, you have 725. Here 104, and that is of course a very pleasant variant to display large orders visually really well in order to see, okay, at which points I should perhaps also search for corresponding entries or then position myself here. So as an example here, we previously had one to high. That was broken here. Then there was a large sell order here that led to such a sell-off. Has. And now I'm looking at what happens when this point is reached again. Perhaps the person who has built up a short position here would like to add to it again. So I run over here, shoot this, have a strong sell order here again, and then of course have the opportunity to add here again and take a few ticks short myself. This is how it can work. There are various approaches to, and this function here is also the text customizable and very, very finely configurable. We'll see you again in the next video, and then it's all about statistics.